What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Premier League game between Manchester City and Southampton, which finished 5-2 to Manchester City as City returned to winning ways. But before we crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support the channel, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We are aiming for 16,000 subscribers. We're less than 250 subs away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also to check out my social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts of what you made of this win in the comments below. So without further ado, let's crack on with this review first. And so, talking points. We will speak about the penalty in a lot of detail, but I'll cover that in my analysis. But in terms of this game and the review, City led after 15 minutes through Kevin De Bruyne. It was a well-worked goal. It was Zinchenko, Bernardo Silva, was Foden involved, I think, as well, with the shot, which then came to De Bruyne, who got a shot onto the underside of the crossbar. It bounced over the line and he followed it in just to make sure. The first 15 minutes, I thought Southampton were the better team. They was having more possession than us. They was dictating the pace of the game. They was dictating what was happening in the game. And it was a really slow, really poor start to the game from City. So with us taking the lead, I was delighted. I thought we could really then take the game by the scruff of the neck and continue to dominate the game from there. And that didn't happen. 25th minute, a corner comes in from Southampton. Vestergaard rises up highest. He's literally a man mountain, isn't he? He's a giant. Winter gets a really good header anyway, which is well saved by Ederson, but he rebounds it back into the danger zone. So Aymeric Laporte, he's struggling to deal with Vestergaard, puts an arm across him, and Vestergaard goes down, which Jon Moss deems a penalty. I thought it was a bit weak, because I didn't think there was too much in it. I don't think an arm out like this from Laporte is enough to bring down a big guy like Vestergaard, but there we go. Because he's put his arm out, he's given the referee a decision to make, and he makes the decision. Being inept, because he's Jon Moss, gives the penalty, which Ward-Prowse, in my opinion, pretty substandard penalty, just straight down the middle. Ederson chooses to commit, and so it's a pretty safe penalty, but who cares for Southampton? They got level, they found the goal, it's just what they were looking for, and they got themselves back into the game. Then we get on to the penalty incident. So Phil Foden, the ball's given away by Southampton. It's a poor bit of control from McCarthy. Phil Foden gets ahead of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper slides in and Phil Foden goes down. He can't regain himself enough balance to tap the ball into the net. He's forced out wide, and once that happens, then it amounts to nothing and the chance is over, and no penalty was given from Jon Moss and from VAR, which in my opinion wasn't the correct decision, which, like I said, I will go on about in my analysis, but it didn't come to much avail for Southampton. And Manchester City were still able to find their goal. It came through Riyad Mahrez in the 40th minute. It was a really sweet, really well taken goal from Riyad Mahrez, finding the bottom corner, picking the ball up from 30 yards, driving 10 yards forward, finding a bit of space, stronger left foot, really accurate, really powerful, really good low finish into the bottom corner by Mahrez to give City the lead just before half-time. And I said on my live watch-along of this game, I'm hoping City can push on in the next 5 minutes towards half-time and try and get that killer 2-goal cushion to try and give us a bit of leeway into the game. And that ultimately is what happened again through that man, Riyad Mahrez. Gets onto his weaker right foot, gets a shot going across goal, hits the post, comes back out. There's Gundogan, another rebound for Manchester City, and Gundogan follows it in with a good timely finish. And nice to see Gundogan getting back on the score sheet for Manchester City to make it 3-1 going into the second half. Then from the second half, City were scintillating for the first 10 minutes, and we had something to show for it through Riyad Mahrez. Ball given away from Southampton, looking to split the play from right to left. He intercepts in the middle, drives at the defence, and manages to get a good, nice, accurate finish into the bottom bottom corner, another well-taken goal from Riyad Mahrez to make it 4-1 to Manchester City, and you would think that was that, but literally from kick-off, Southampton pass it backwards, hoof the ball up, the header's won by Che Adams, it ricochets around, it finds its way back to Che Adams, with Ederson wrong-footed, puts the ball with the easiest of finishes to make it 4-2, and thought, well, actually, the game isn't sorted just yet. And then 3 minutes later, the game was done. Phil Foden takes control in the penalty area, passes it to Kevin De Bruyne, well worked actually, De Bruyne gets a finish, goalkeeper was disappointed, gets a hand onto it, it's too close to him, it's too powerful, it's too low down, and he can only get a hand onto it and just help it on its way into the back of the net to make it 5-2 to Manchester City. It means that City scoring 5 goals, always good, clinical in this game, picking up the 3 points. We're now 14 points clear of Manchester United, who are in second place, and it also means that they've now got a game in hand on us, but it is always better to have the points than games in hand. And all in all, I didn't think this was a bad performance from Manchester City. I thought it was a bit slow the first 15 minutes, is probably my only criticism. I thought our defence looked a bit frail at times, certainly not the confident, strong defence that I've come to expect from City this season, but I'm hoping that we can start to find our confidence and our defensive mojo as we go through towards the backlog into the end of the season. But still, it's 3 points. City now 3 points closer to the Premier League title. We're still needing another 17 or 18 points, I think it is, to mathematically win the Premier League. I reckon we're looking at 4 wins. Some are saying 3, some are saying 5. I'm going right in between. I'm saying 4 more wins for City is enough for us to win the Premier League title. And so, yeah, this is a good response now, and we'll put ourselves in a nice, strong position. If we can win at the weekend, I think we're now looking, if we can win that game, I think we're looking at a time of when rather than if Man City win the Premier League, but we've still got a job to do. Now, moving on to my analysis for this game. Firstly, for City, like I said, slow first 15 minutes, need to improve on that. I also thought Southampton had a really good game. Their pass completion rate was at around 82-83% throughout the whole game. They've had nearly 45% possession in this game, which I think is absolutely fantastic for a team coming to the Etihad Stadium. You would not think, based on Southampton's performance, that they've only picked up 4 points from the last 9 or 10 games, I think it is. And there was only 1 point before they won their last game against Sheffield United away from home as well. You would not think that they was in a really poor run of form. It wasn't showing, and I think Southampton can take a lot away from the game, that if they play like they did in this game, they'll be taking lots of points from lots of teams in the Premier League. But City showed their clinical touch, and it was enough for us to win the 3 points. And going up against Fulham, a team that like to keep the ball and have possession as well, I think City need to do much of the same against them. Try not to get off to a slower start, because ultimately we may get punished, but look to really kick on from there, try and get the goals, and like I said, if you score 1, push for 2. If you get 2, push for 3, and keep doing that and show that clinical touch. Now, moving on to the penalty incident and moving on to officiating is the last part of this analysis. I cannot understand right now how a penalty wasn't given. Now, the word is that Jon Moss thought that the goalkeeper got a touch on the ball. That's why he didn't give a penalty. I think it was 50-50 as to whether to give a penalty or not. Foden, because he doesn't go fully down, looks to try and keep his balance, and fair credit to Foden for doing that. I think that's very fair of him to do. I did say I'd have stayed down if it was me, and I'd take the penalty, but the referee, I think that makes the referee's mind up for him. I think he's saying, actually, I'll let play continue and I'll let VAR make the decision if I'm wrong. But the problem with VAR that we have is that we've got incompetent English officials taking charge of VAR, and they're agreeing with the referee when bad decisions are made. They're backing up these bad decisions because they don't want to be seen as undermining the referee, and they want to be seen as they're doing a good job. And so sticking together, it was a very good summary actually that Graham Souness did about that penalty decision. But the right decision wasn't made. He doesn't win the ball. To me, it's not even close to winning the ball. He takes the man. It's a penalty. To me, it stops a goal-scoring opportunity. It stops Manchester City from, at the time, retaking the lead. That, to me, was a penalty for Manchester City. It was a red card for goalkeeper McCarthy as well. I'm furious. I'm still furious about it right now, and I'm furious because the correct decision hasn't been made, and that could have been really costly for us. It could have been. If we weren't clinical in this game, and we didn't win this game, I'd come right back to that, and I'd be absolutely fuming. And it's them fine margins, these terrible decisions, actually, that can be season-defying. and it needs to improve. And so my analysis of City and Southampton, actually no, it's on officials. It needs to improve. There's so much money involved in the Premier League. I think some money needs to be involved in training up better officials and having a better system of bringing better officials into the Premier League, whether that be through training them up in this country or bringing them in from elsewhere. Something needs to be implemented and changed. VAR isn't working. You're just backing up everything the referee's saying, and the referees, they're not making the correct decisions. These are bad referees. They're really not good at doing their job. I thought Jonathan Moss had an awful game officiating this game. I thought he was incredibly bad, and I'm really thankful right now that it hasn't come back to bite us and ruin games and ruin some points for City. Thankfully, we have got the win, and so I'm happy for that. But the officiating for this game was an absolute joke. I said in my live stream, a clown would have done a better job than what Jonathan Moss did in this game. How he's getting near a Premier League game, how he's getting near a top-end important Premier League game is beyond me. How he's even officiating anywhere near the highest of levels. I wouldn't have him in Sunday League. I think he's that bad. And he's not the only referee in the Premier League that I think that about. Going to the Championship and going to the EFL, officiating there is just as bad. So it's telling me actually it's the training these referees are having, because going to Europe there's some really good solid officials. Why is there none that's good coming out of England? It speaks volume to me that at the last World Cup no English officials went to the World Cup. The BS around some reasons behind that. I'll tell you the reason behind it. It's because they're bad. They're not very good at doing the job. That was on for everybody to see once more. How that wasn't a pen, completely beyond me. I can forgive the Laporte pen being given for Southampton. I cannot forgive the Phil Foden penalty not being given to Manchester City though. Disgraceful decision. So there we go. That has been the video. Thankfully, 3 points for Manchester City. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do like the video as well. That would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Don't forget also social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. And I'll see you all again very soon for the next Manchester City and football video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I do hope that everybody is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.